It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Boynton Beach, Amp Media Studios. Ow! I bit my tongue. Thank you very much.
I did not give it to you, choose it for you, or make you eat it. But they're all delicious. Ever feel like Forrest Gump? Life is like a box of chocolate. You know what happens after a shoot with our crew in a box of chocolate? That's what we got left. Everything is so delicious from Schur's chocolate. You come in here to do shoots, and somehow you always find me at the chocolate store.
I send the crew out to get you.
You knew where to find me. I was with Chloe at Schur's Chocolate doing some Mother's Day shopping. They've got such incredible things there. They've got chocolate roses, they've got assortments, anything that you want for Mother's Day, drive by. We're right on Ocean Avenue in Boynton Beach, and check it out.
We actually did our first Spanish show here a little while ago with Janet, and now we have more friends in the studio. Yes. My tongue is bleeding, but thank you very much for playing.
You need a coffee pot to go
And
with the chocolate.
I was going to talk to you about that. And thanks to Dawn the Book, she gave me a brilliant idea. I think we're going to use exit stage back to come to the front because there's parking out there. I walked the whole perimeter.
You'll have to show me where that is.
All the way to the beach and back.
You'll have to show me where that is.
Show you? I'm going to throw you out. It's right back there.
Yeah, I didn't see much.
G-Man will not park except in front of the store. That's G-Man, as they say. But there's parking all the way down. I saw Dawn's car. She parked in the next
I'm going to park
side.
here and then I can walk around the back, but it's all good.
No, you can park in the front and walk around the back. But I'm thinking of making stage door 3, studio 3, the official studio door.
All right. Well, happy Friday, you. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy early Mother's Day. Everyone's getting ready. Graduation. We've had Polar Bear graduated. Who else? Althea graduated. We haven't seen her for the whole week. She was here on Monday, and then I don't know what happened. She graduated
and went
and
to
now we
another
don't see
country.
anyone. So we have at least 3. I know there's more graduates
Didn't
than that.
Leela graduate? Didn't you graduate?
Not yet. She finished though her semester, so now she's going to officially be working with us, I think, every day starting next week, which is exciting. So our marketing department grows. Newsletters, check your inbox because you're going to be getting more newsletters, more information, more networking opportunities that we're going to be offering, and more content. Gato put together an incredible piece I put out today from the Candela FAU band. Did you see it?
No, I can't see it. The TV's off.
On social media. I just want you to know that when we left, Giovanni said to me, "Where's the plug?" And I said, "Ask Gato."
Yeah, but Giovanni should answer the question, not ask it. Giovanni, where's the plug?
Ask Gato.
It's right there.
It's just not working. Look at her. And officially, Jalen now has her new driver's license. So you're going to see her driving around town with her helmet on her motorcycle, wave and say hello.
Do you remember the person that used to jump over cars and over mountains?
Evil Knievel.
Evil? So it's Evil Knievel.
The feminine side of Evil Knievel. Can you imagine if Evil Knievel had a daughter? I bet he did.
That's her.
That's going to be Jalen?
That would be Jalen. So Jalen's new name now will be Evil Knievel.
She said it was really easy also, right?
Yeah, it didn't take that long. The DMV is like futuristic over there. I don't know what's going on.
I can't believe you were only there half an hour.
Yep.
She had an appointment. She was good to go.
You
And she's got the
have-
gold star.
You have broken all records for and that was just an update on your license?
You know what we haven't talked about? The new Pope.
What new pope?
Hey, yeah.
Pretty exciting, right?
Go.
New American Pope?
Trump is the pope?
No, American. The first American Pope ever. I mean, can you imagine just being elected? voted on as the Pope?
Not from Chicago.
It's specifically the first pope to be born in the U.S.
Right.
It's not the first American pope.
First Pope to be born in the U.S.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, there was a previous pope that was born in America, just not the country.
What do you mean
I mean, not in
America?
North
What is
America,
that?
not in the United States.
He was born in Canada? Because there's only one America. He was born in that.
Central America.
One of the Americas.
Oh, we're back to that again. We're back to that
First
again.
Pope to be born in the United States of America?
You mean
Born in the United
North
States.
America, United States? Because it's
So
South
he's the
America.
first U.S. born pope. That's the most.
Chloe is our fact checker.
To say,
Sit down.
I will.
She's our fact checker. So it's pretty exciting. It's a whole new opportunity.
Listen,
for
he's the
unity.
first pope out of Chicago. Nothing good ever comes out of
Oh,
Chicago.
that's not true.
Nothing.
That's
Watch out.
over by me.
Nothing
Not
good
true.
comes out of Chicago.
I think it's pretty
Chicago's
exciting
out.
news. And if you watch the conclave, which I know you're going to watch this weekend, you're going to see the whole
I
process.
saw the conclave last night. Yo, did you see? Did you see on Facebook Snoop Dogg? You know Snoop Dogg? Snoop Dogg was walking in the conclave dressed like a bishop. Did you see this?
Had a bag of pot.
And he had a bag of pot. And he's walking saying, yo, man. I thought it was hilarious with the white smoke blowing out.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. I think there's certain things that are sacred.
That is sacred.
What's
You
sacred
gotta-
about that?
You gotta have a little
I
fun.
do think certain things in life are sacred, not to be messed with. And
You know, when I
to
was,
me, the Pope is one of
you
those
know, when I was
things.
growing up, I was an altar boy, right? And they scared the bejillions out of me going to church. Scared me. Because the church is so vast and so big, which is why they do it. And I was this big. And I always grew up thinking if I had a sense of humor,
Yes.
I would be less nervous. I mean, I was an altar boy. I was dressed up. I rang the bell. I served the wine, the little bread here. I did all that. Seriously. Even the pastor, the pastor said to me, "You're gonna grow up to be one of us." In other words,
How'd that work out
a
for
priest. I said, "No, I'm not."
you? Now
I
you,
said, "I'm out."
now you say humana. I
said, "I'm
know.
out." But I always thought that you had to have a little bit of a sense of humor in it because there's so much that goes into it. I mean, these, wow, how many were they? 160, 200 of these
Chloe,
bishops?
how many voted?
How many voted?
Yes.
133.
133.
voted.
So you had to have 2/3 plus one. I love the way they do that. 2/3 plus one to be elected.
It's also the most diverse
The most diverse
cardinals in there.
cardinals ever in history? Interesting.
And I heard somebody here told me that this bishop elected, voted, whatever, was friends with the bishop, with the pope that died.
Yeah,
They were
he is.
friends.
Yeah.
So they have the same sort of way of seeing things.
They don't exactly have the same way. Pope Francis was more progressive than him. He's more
Extremely progressive.
Well,
That
Pope
guy
Francis raised a few eyebrows.
What do you mean by that?
But we're about to see now what direction everything goes. But you know, listen, he's in all the.
I think it's exciting because, you know, it could be once in a lifetime that you see this.
Well, I've seen 4.
Have you really? No.
Yeah,
Forget I said it.
I've seen 4.
Forget how long you've been alive.
How long have you been alive, Freddie?
Yo, how come my TV screen ain't working? What's wrong with the TV screen?
I got that for
I hope that I'm living long enough to see it.
All right, but you had an exciting morning. You got to read to one of your grandkids at school this morning.
Yes, I did.
How
I
was
went-
that?
I went to
I didn't want to say who or what, but
Rowan School. Linda was there. I was there, and we went in and we went through the whole cycle. You get fingerprinted, FBI'd, and the whole nine, which it should be that way. And we're at the library, and we hide, and they bring them out, and then they surprise Rowan.
oh, we didn't know.
He sort of knew because he sort of knew, but he acted surprised. The kid is pretty smart. He got to sit with me, and what a fascinating thing it is to read a book today. So they have a box that looks like this. So you read into the box, and it has all the noises, like a spoon does a spoon, and a roar does a roar, and they had this thing where they sang, because I thought I was going to tell them that you got to sing, because the book I had songs in it, you know. So this machine did all the singing. So we got to sit there, and everything was really nice. Then afterwards, everything was done, and all the kids wanted us to read them their own books. So I must have read 12 books. She must have read 6 books. And they were all so well mannered. It says, "Oh, your pop is amazing."
Oh.
And they say, "Is he a cop?"
You know, he works for the
I said, "You
FBI.
want to see my handcuffs?" I said, "No, I'm not a cop."
I bet not many kids have pop-ups that look like you.
Well, I'm gonna tell you now. That's the good side of the story.
Because doesn't he go to the church school?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's a church school. Is that what it's called?
Well, isn't he at school
What's
in a
it called?
church?
Luther. St. Paul and Luther.
That would be a church school.
Is it?
It's in a church.
Yeah, it's a church.
Look, well, that's the biggest church I've ever
He's
seen. It
at
was like a
St. Paul.
school.
Yeah, he's at a Lutheran school, yeah.
So that ain't the best part. So they leave, right? And we're about to leave. I'm like, what?
What I do,
What?
what I do.
What? So she says, "Oh, we have to stay inside." I go, "What?" I got a what? I said, "But my grandson just went out the door. What's going on?" Lo and behold, I learned all about this librarian who has a safe room. That's
She
where
go in
we
the
would
safe
have to
room?
go in the safe room. And she has a permit to carry, but she doesn't bring it to school. So we talked about this. And she says if the circumstances are right, and she would put it somewhere where it wouldn't scare anybody or whatever. But she's licensed, and she was talking about, she was walking it through. Because we're sitting there and it's going, I'm not saying for a minute. Is this 15 minutes?
At least.
15 minutes. And then I look out, I see my grandson walking down the hallway. I go, okay, this ain't for me. What is going on? So they told us that the cleaning woman triggered the alarm.
But you were stuck in the library and Rowan's walking through the school.
I was ready to run out.
I figured.
Grab him and say, "No, you're going to stay here with me." I mean, what's he doing out there? But they already had the coasters
Can you
clear.
just see this on TV? Like grandfather runs out of the library, grabs his son. It's going to go viral. It would be an amazing TikTok opportunity.
Well, I saw him walking by, and I'm going like this, ready to go. And she said, no, he's okay. He's going to go see his father. So we
You and
see,
the Rock, zoom, scoop up the kids
So
under your
I
arm.
see Freddie and his wife Valerie out front, and I'm like, really? My eyeballs went like this. I'm hearing going on, and my grandson is walking by. And I said, "What is this?" So I would have scooped them up real quick.
So when you going back?
Never again.
Oh, yes, you will.
Too much.
What
too
a
much
nice
pressure.
opportunity.
I would do it every week.
You could volunteer.
Nah, you can't do it twice. You do it one time, it's really cool. To match that level of intensity doesn't happen.
You a cop?
Now I would go in dressed up like a clown or something. With the hair and the makeup. That would be kind of cool. Scare all those kids
I'm
to
sure
death.
they'd be more than happy to outfit you, the crew, one day with whatever in the back.
I would do it.
Anyway, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, let's say hi to our crew. Let's say hi to our guests in the studio as we roll into Mother's Day and wrap up another incredible week. Can you believe it's been a week since our event last Friday?
My feet haven't let me forget it.
I don't think my exhaustion has let me
No.
forget it.
And we had a meeting this morning with Russ Johnson, and he's talking about, let's
The
have
next
another one. I swear my feet were ready to pounce on him.
You know, to be Russ Johnson, though, what a gift.
92, and he wants to have another
He
one
has
because
a
he
better
didn't show
idea
up.
for me, though.
Yeah, right.
He has a better idea for
Yeah.
me. All right, more to come. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Amp Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
This is Smoke Barbecue. We're located in Fort Lauderdale at 3351 Northeast 32nd Street, Fort Lauderdale 33308. Our website is www.eatsmokebbq.com. It's EATSMOKEBBQ.com. You can order online. We also do catering for 10 to 10,000.
If you are looking to bring your family out to an incredible food venue, this is the place. We're at Smoke Barbecue in East Fort Lauderdale. Everything is amazing. You can see their faces on our crew, and the amount of food that they have taken down in about 15 minutes is absolutely unbelievable.
And we're still going. I can't talk amazing.
And everything is coming. So here, let's eat.
Receive the very best in home care. At Sunshine Home Care Services, our mission is simple yet profound: to support and enhance the lives of our clients. We genuinely enhance the quality of life and offer a comprehensive suite of 26 services tailored to meet every need. We go beyond the basics with health monitoring, emotional support, pet care, and home safety checks. Sunshine Home Care Services is more than just a service. It's a partnership in care. We invite you to experience the difference a compassionate team can make. For a personal consultation, call us today at 561-821-5811.
Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Lucky will do it.
No, not Lucky.
We got
And
Queen
we're
of the
back.
Secret
We're
over
not
there.
Lucky.
We've got Lucky here. Lucky.
Don't send Lucky there.
I'm going to send Lavita Lucky over to sit
No,
the
she'll
Secret.
start wearing this stuff, running around the store.
I don't know how wide our... Do we have everyone on camera?
Get two at a time.
All right, so we need to talk to Lavita Lucky over there. Because Lavita Lucky is how we met Angel and how we ended up at this lovely location.
I know.
Jay, can you give her a microphone, please? Thank you.
Just stay there.
Lavita Lucky in the house. She's very quiet. I haven't
I
heard
just
her
want
laugh.
you to know. Yeah, I see it real clear. I didn't
Thanks, guys.
change the setup. She did. Because we were going to do 2 twos, but that's okay.
Who's the other two?
Sally, when she gets here.
I don't know if she's coming.
Well, no, she's not.
She's sick.
Oh, man.
I'm not sure.
I guess
she
2
might.
plus 1 is...
3? 3. Plus 1. You're asking Jay? Plus 1. Anyway, you need to talk to Lucky. We're flying blind. I have no idea what anything looks
I can't
like.
see nothing.
We can't see anything. He's like, I'm here. Lucky's here. We're good. Lucky, tell us about where we're at, why we're here. Why are we here, Lucky?
Lucky, where are you?
Lucky, what's Lavita Boynton?
I'm here. So I walk through here every day. That's part of the me time. So needed, and that's how I met Angel, because I saw the store in Angel's Secret store, and I walked in one day and talked to her and met her, and we connected, and I fall in love with her, and you guys know the rest of the story. So we talked. Oh, you don't? Okay.
Wait a minute.
The other guy.
What's she saying?
You know the story.
What story?
Dawn's like, I don't know the story.
What story?
How she ended up here.
Dawn, Mrs. Fate, she's she's like, well, okay, I want to know. So when I met Angel, we connected to business lady, boss lady. She has different businesses, very genuine, and every time I stop, I learn more about her, and I learn about it, and we connected. We have collaborated on different events, I do neighbor to neighbor with events, fun events with the seniors. So we have done a little bit of that, and then also, she has a restaurant, so we have done events there as well. So we talk business. You know, we sit down. It's not only about what's going on at the store. We talk business, and she mentioned about this space. You know, Freddie, Dawn, the crew came to see it, the location. I can walk here. So I was like 200%. Like, okay.
You're freaking the crew out. We got 2 more people that walked in.
I can walk here. So, yeah.
This bench is back.
It's amazing.
No,
And
there's
it's,
not.
it's you know, amazing location. And it's just perfect. I guess Boynton is my home. It's been my home for years. And I've been doing more things in Boynton Beach. So.
We've met some great people from Boynton Beach. We met with one of your clients, your friends last week. We met with Rick. We met with CRA yesterday. So a lot of new things. And we've got a new client right here in Boynton at Bramer's, which is pretty exciting.
I think we've outgrown the space. I think it's too small already.
Do you remember when you and I, before we moved into the studio we actually looked at a space this size, and we were considering moving into a space this size?
Oh my gosh.
I know, and that's like all we had, and we're like, all right, we're gonna do it. I said, where are we gonna even put anything? But compared to, you know, where we came from,
I know.
it was bigger than what we had, but certainly not even in comparison to what we have. So, all in God's timing, we ended up where we are.
Well, it's always about using the space you have to its maximum fulfillment. So it doesn't bother me. We're still trying to figure out who goes where. The crew is actually learning the board because this is all new and different. It looks really great. I'm looking at my phone. They're asking me to put my phone down, but I'm looking at my phone to see what it looks like because I can't see it on the monitor, but it looks good. It
It always looks good. We've had a great crew. They're doing what they do best. And the movie mics around. Well, we might need a third camera when we're
We need
here.
another door.
But it's all good. And I think, who just came in? I'm turning my head around. We've got Anna and Lori joining us also.
Hi, Lori.
Yeah. What's the cartoon where she turns her head around and
Bugs Bunny.
that's how far my head goes. But
Now, I gotta tell you, Anna, have you met Anna?
of course.
You remember Anna, right?
Really?
When do you remember Anna?
We met Anna at Lynn University.
Uh-huh.
And then we met Anna when she came into the studio for an interview.
That's right.
And then instead of us bringing Anna in, you decided to give Anna an amazing opportunity with Lori.
Well, Anna was looking
So
for
literally
another-
Anna said hello, and then next thing I knew, Anna was no longer working with us because Freddie's like, no, I've had a better opportunity for you elsewhere. And I'm like, what happened to Anna? Well, she's working for Lori now. I'm like, really? And that's how that happened.
It sounds like the school. First of all, that's not what happened.
No?
No.
What happened?
Anna came in, but she was looking for a different opportunity. She has some things in her life that she needed to settle up. And Anna also had that fantastic drink.
And they were one of the proud sponsors of our foundation fundraiser last
Which I thought we
Friday.
were going to bring up today, but we didn't. But we'll do it at the studio. But she brought that fantastic drink. And then an opportunity came up with Lori, and Lori also does a show with us. So I put one and one together, got 4.
As you always do.
And, she needed a little something, so we took care of it.
All right, so we're going to go with flying, that our crew's got this under control, and see what's happening over there with Sunshine and Anna and Lori.
But we're not
They have
going there.
mics?
We're going to.
Oh, no, we're going over here instead. Okay.
No, stay there.
No,
stay
it's
there.
okay. We can
Let's
go.
there
Where's the
because-
camera?
I am not Lori.
No, this is Dawn and Jay. Hence why we need a monitor.
Represent sunshine anytime.
Okay.
Sunshine State, sunshine home, sunshine out.
Well, the funny thing is that Dawn can't see them. There's a tree in the park here.
If a tree falls in the forest and no one's
unless
there to
you-
hear it,
unless
doesn't
you
make
guys
a
tell
noise.
us who has the mics, we won't know.
There you go.
And it's changing again. And they're gonna move the tree.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful, Dawn.
Hello, everybody. And there you have it. Now I can see the world at my fingertips now.
Without seeing it.
Oh, look
Oh,
at
thank you.
Lori's
I love
here.
you too. Oh, look, Lori's here. Hi, Lori. All I saw was a dress.
I saw Anna, I didn't see Lori.
Now everybody should know why we're so addicted to friends.
How short are you?
You know, Anna, they have Anna on a super high chair.
Yeah, they just gave me this high chair.
I love it.
Congrats.
Anna, how tall are you?
Only 5'3".
Well, you look like you're 5'11" on that chair. That chair is like a very high
I feel
chair.
tiny.
Congratulations on your graduation also.
Oh, you graduated?
She graduated last Friday.
Beautiful graduation. We had a blast.
Lori came to support me.
I know, which
So
is
grateful.
amazing.
You went to the graduation?
Yes.
It was amazing.
You went?
No, Lori went.
What are you saying yes for?
Because
The
then
tree
she went.
ain't there no
Because
more.
then she went to Doe Vegan and brought us food for the event. Because she did all of those stuff. They're having, I don't know what they're doing over there, but they're all laughing.
Boy, this camera shot that you guys got going here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shot.
Is it Friday? What's going on here?
No, don't be blaming me for this.
I have an
madness.
idea that we
Anybody's
could
going
do a
to dance
remix
salsa
call on
tonight
somebody's
here?
phone and do an extra one.
Look at that.
Wow.
That's a whole
It's a whole
cowboy
studio
set over
audience
there.
in one
That
shot.
looks like spaghetti western. Now she's moving.
All right, Lori, anyway, tell us.
Lori, go to the wall.
Go to the wall, please.
You're going to have them all lined up on the wall?
Yeah.
Lori, you know the precision. No.
Wow, I don't like the mugshot style.
Oh my God. Is this better? Yes.
Now
All
I'm
right.
super tall.
So lots going on at Sunshine Home Care Services. Is not only that Anna joined our team and we are out and about today. We are going to visit a couple of new offices that we plan, but we are on a new project for Alzheimer's and dementia. And if you know anyone in need or they can't pay for the services, we are partnering up with a company that will help us get some funds and all. So there are lots of cool projects happening right now for us, and we are very excited. Very, very excited. We have a couple of lunch and learns next week that we are going to, we are working on. What else we are working on, Anna?
We're doing an Alzheimer's and dementia outreach on social media currently. We're planning a few lunch and learns and
lots of beautiful
lots of beautiful
What are we
things.
learning at the Lunch and Learns?
So what we do at the lunch and learns, we presenting our company. We are educating you in what we do and how we do it the best, which is in-home health, care, companionship, anything that anyone struggling with anything at home, not only seniors, but anyone from 35 to 150-year-old. We are there.
Wow.
No discrimination in age.
150-year-old. All right.
Well, I just met a gentleman. We got a gentleman that is 121, and he just had a facelift.
What?
And
That's awesome.
loving life.
What? Are you for real?
Loving life.
He's 101?
121.
And they lifted his
Years?
face from the floor?
Yes.
Years old?
121.
121
I never
years
thought
old?
that was like.
Is that even a thing? Can you really be that old?
Looking at the record, is this
You're looking
something?
at
Yeah,
122.
it is. The times have changed and people change, and it looks like people live longer and better. And we want to look into partnering with a nursing company as well that does researches in prevention, not only of dementia, but live better, live smarter. It's so important for us what we eat, what we do, and our daily habits. So we are looking into partnering with a nursing company that does all of it, and we are very excited about that too.
Can you imagine being
so
60?
lots of new projects and lots of new things coming up.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being 60 and knowing that that's middle age? You've had a whole nother half of your life to live. For
How
another
amazing
60
is that?
years?
Like when I think how old I am, and me and Lucky, we were talking about it because we are in our early 30s, but we are still teenagers, isn't it? Like at 50, 60, what are we talking about?
It's like living your best life. Can you imagine? I can't even
So what, you
imagine.
guys come to Boynton and drink the water? What are you doing?
Yeah.
60? I got another 60 years?
Can you imagine having another 60 years? Pop up? A lot of books
I'm
to read.
losing life by the minute.
Can you even imagine being 120 and then watching your grandkids?
Can I imagine? My grandkids,
Being your age?
they'll be 70. They'll be facelifting
Thinking
me
about that.
off the floor.
They'd be lifting everything off
No,
the
you
floor.
ain't getting it. That too.
More than our faces. Everything would be on the floor.
Yes, no, don't move that. It belongs there.
This is Friday with Freddie. Friday
Listen,
fun
you
day.
started this with
100. Well, now I can see beautiful Lori and Anna. Look at this view I've got. Jay, it's pretty good to be you right now.
Oh, yeah, being the
On the search for the microphone.
There we go. The switching of the mic.
like thorn among the roses here. This is,
Right? How good is that for you?
That's great. Love it.
She's the rose next to you.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful roses.
You and Dawn DeBook. All right, what's happening? You have a show coming up today?
I do.
You do.
And my guest is, as usual.
A surprise.
Yeah.
For us all.
And my co-host is...
A surprise as
This
well.
may be
Maybe a surprise too.
This guest may be a shock.
This whole thing might just
I
be
may
a
have to go to
surprise
the
unto
mall and
itself.
say, yo, come here.
You have plenty of businesses in this plaza.
Wow.
We can get anybody off the street here. We got plenty of people. I'll go out and do a rolling
Jay's going to do a
reporter
man
kind
on
of
the
thing.
street. There you have it.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Just people come on over. Hey, what do you do? You know, probably get slapped, but you know, I can do that.
No, you can't be hanging.
Oh, maybe with a microphone. Is that the trick? You got a microphone, you're okay?
I think so.
I can only imagine Jay getting slapped.
And Dawn is with us, the host of Faith Stories.
Oh, thank you, my turn.
Your turn. We're very cordial here in the studio. We're good.
Yes, absolutely.
Your show gets better and better. Congratulations on your 1-year anniversary party. That was just beautiful.
Thank you to all of you because you make it happen. But, you know, it's so funny because I was actually going to interview Cece. And then you texted me and you said, are you going to interview or are you going to have him sing? And I thought, you know what? I literally changed it the night before. And it really came out beautiful. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just figured, okay, I'll just ask people to come up that have been on Faith Stories and share what it meant to them. And it really, you know, I was very hyper though, I have to admit. I watched it back and I'm like, wow, I was really loud. I mean, I'm loud, but then you do the anniversary thing and I'm like, what? But it was fun.
and it was great. And to watch all of your studio audience, you had what, about 20, 30 people in there? And everyone singing along. And I was thinking, I was watching a TikTok and like, how people sing in church. It was like all these hand moves. There's the baby, and then there's this much, and there's this much. But I got to watch all of your guests enjoy the music and really embrace everything about those songs.
Yeah, they were faith-based songs. Mercy Me is a huge Christian band, and all those songs are very well known. They're sung in churches throughout the world, and they're one of my favorite bands. So, and I didn't know who he was going to sing. And then the last song was I Can Only Imagine, which is so close to my heart because I shared on the show that, you know, I didn't know when it had come out, but it spoke to me when my niece died. And I was like, what is Rosie doing? Is she dancing? Is she just being still before the Lord? What is she doing, you know? And then it made me think, what am I going to do? Well, you would think I'd probably be yakking his ear off, but I bet you I'm not. I bet you I'm just sitting at his feet going, I can't believe I'm here.
She'll be up there throwing sparkles at everybody.
Yes, of course.
When you see the sparkle land on your feet.
Well, think about it.
Rhinestone.
Heavens is streets of gold, and pearly gates is not a lie. It's in Revelations. Truly, I can't wait because I love pearls. You know?
How about gold?
Gold. Well, I said streets paved of gold, you know, and all kinds of precious stones. My house is going to be sparkling like crazy, girlfriend.
Well, you know she's up there watching down on you. We had some guests in yesterday who lost a little boy. And everything, the way we met that family, to come into the studio, to every single person they met in our studio, there is no doubt that he was shining his light down on them, saying, okay, Mom and Dad, this is what's next, and this is what you need to, this is the path that you need to get to do the next thing. Right? Everything from the moment we met them at 12 o'clock yesterday till 8 o'clock last night, we were with this family.
Yeah, it was just another one of those strange phenomenons, you know, and he came in and they came in. It was just...
I kind of wish you had been there. Because
I know, I wish I would have been there.
You would have just embraced the whole situation because it was one of those God wink moments that you knew God was there.
Yep.
And this little boy, Ethan, was there, and everything about it just fell into place to bring awareness to this rare, horrible genetic disorder.
How old?
He was 4. Oh. And their other son is 8, and he has the same rare genetic disease.
You know, that's one of the things that I struggle with is the children. And that I just don't understand why. But then I'm not God. So, you know, that's a conversation I might have with him or I might not. I'll be
But the conversation's really interesting because we met the husband, the dad yesterday, and he came up with his wife and his other little boy, and I was talking to his wife, and she's a pediatric nurse at Jody, and she says, there's two options in life when this happens. And she said she was down in the dark place. She said, but then she had a choice to make. She either stayed there, and everyone would have understood if she stayed there for the rest of her life, or she said, I find the light. She said, you have two choices. You've got light and dark.
Right.
She said, I have to find the light because I have to make a difference.
There you go. Amen.
And that
Because her
was just
story
so
will
riveting.
speak to somebody else in the future, you know, and I've had people come up to me, you know, when I share the story about Rosie, and they come up to me and they're like, oh my God, you know, they'll go, oh, I'm going to go back to church. You know, that's what it's all about, is guiding people to our Heavenly Father, and that's what Faith Stories is all about.
So you
Well, they also, he was taken back because he wants to meet everybody. Because, you know, maybe the message is they need an army around them.
Absolutely.
To get them to their Mother's Day is Sunday. And when we did this interview last night, we went to a meeting, a new place that we joined, and I asked him to bring his wife and him. And it was tough. Well, I don't know if she can make it, but they all showed up.
Wow.
And including the brother that's alive. And that was a tough interview. I don't know how she kept it together, but it was a tough interview because you can see. Can you imagine waking up in the morning just feeling how they feel? So I think that they need support. They need friends. They need them. They need you. The more there is around them, because he couldn't talk about anything from yesterday. He was like, I can't understand what I'm feeling in this place. And we get to share that.
Yeah.
You know, we get to share that every day. We go in there and we know what that feeling is like. We know what they bring. We know what you guys bring. He's not used to that.
Yeah. How long ago did he die?
3 years ago.
How
No,
many?
last year.
Last year?
Last year? Yeah, that's really new.
23, yeah.
Because they had the foundation for 3 years. Or maybe, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's
Okay.
24, I think.
Tough,
But
tough
it's tough, but what an incredible family,
Yeah.
and to find faith and to bring it all together. And I told you yesterday, if we ever question for a second what our purpose or our calling is and why we do what we do, this was a gentle or 2x4 reminder of either, however you look at it, of why we are blessed and graced with this incredible platform, our incredible crew, of what we get to do every day.
And the message that you guys bring in your own shows, your own way of doing things, whether it's artistic, whether it's interviewing, or just holding a camera and pushing it out and doing it professionally, you just have to remember days like yesterday. Because it reminded me after 20 some odd years, man, this game never gets old. It just changes every single day. But that was a 2x4 on me. He struck me because he came out at the meeting and he held it together. I don't know how he did that.
Because you never know what people are walking through,
No,
and you
you do
say this
not.
all the time, and we're in business and we do what we do, and on the outside we all look like we look, but you never know what anyone's walking through in that
Exactly.
moment, and nobody in that group knew what he had been walking through, and he shared it at this first meeting that you and I were at.
And he doesn't know why.
To me, that's the Lord. That was God.
And that's what he said.
He needed to say it, because the more he shares it, the more it's going to touch people, and it's a part of I think, a healing process.
Definitely.
You know, I really do. I mean, and my prayer for them is that they stay together, because the statistics for marriages after a child passes is very low.
And they talked about that.
Yeah, yeah.
They're very open about that.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to have another child.
Are they? Okay.
They talked about how difficult it was on their marriage.
Oh, I bet.
And how they had to really walk through it to end up in a better place. And it makes me think of Paul and her husband, of what they were walking through also. And
They're still walking
And they're
through,
walking
yeah.
through it right now for the next couple months. So, you know, hopefully they be
Baby
able to walk through all that.
Rafaela, she is perfect.
And all of that as well. But you realize you never know what anyone's walking through, and God provides a path along the way of opportunities. And you and I just had the great fortune of being there yesterday.
We get to witness that. I mean, it was shocking. I also want to thank Old County for giving up their half hour yesterday to let us put that on the air again. You know, I always say, if you get a blue chip from me, it's for life. So don't worry, you have a blue chip from me for letting me do that. That was really big on your part. They never even met. He says, Freddie, whatever you think you have to do, let's do this.
Right, exactly.
But all of a sudden, all the texts and everything else has been happening this morning. just trying to do what we can to let people know what's going on. We still don't know how we're going to do it, but it's there. Let's just go do it.
You know, it's interesting because things always come to us, I see, in clusters of 3, whatever it is, whether it's children, families, whatever. This one, the past 2 days, has been about surrender, religion, and faith. And we don't do much religion, but we do a lot of faith and spirituality, whatever you all believe in. And again, this morning, Russ brought a gentleman in, and it's more with that. It's about people trying to connect with who they feel and what they can connect with, about making connections and feeling that you have a safe space of belonging. And I connected him with Aaron, so they're going to see how they can work together also.
Right
A lot of, you just got to follow the signs that are put before you and notice them.
Just got to keep learning, keep your eyes open, because every day God does send a message. It could be humorous, it could be sad, it could be something. Yeah. But it's how you interpret the message He's sending you that makes a difference.
Well,
it's not the action of what's going on in front of you.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So learn, and keep on learning. But anyway, we're in Boynton, baby. Here we go. We're going to open it up. I think that the back door idea, I like it. Maybe around the back. Something like around the back.
All right, you want to wrap it up? We've got 2 more shows to put together.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, thank you all for joining us.
Well, thank you.
And I want you to come next week so we can try the Renegade Lemonade and you can share with everybody and we can taste test it on air. What it tastes like, the story behind it, and experience it and where they can get it.
I don't work for them anymore, but
Oh, you don't work for them anymore. All right, then we're just going to do what we do.
No, we're
And we'll just taste test it
So
anyway.
if you guys need anything, I can tell you the story, I can give you information,
Yeah.
I can write it for you guys, but honestly, I know about it, but I might not be the best spokesperson.
Okay.
Because you guys are super smooth, I just tell you the information and then
Then we'll just share the information. We'll taste test it because they were a sponsor
Open
of
a
ours.
can,
And we're going
I
to open
will
a
be
bottle and we're
spokesperson.
just going to drink.
Me and Layla would drink some.
No worries.
and they were like, honestly, our daughter Sophia should do it. And I was
Okay.
like, okay, that's fine. And then I told her daughter Sophia, and then she was like, I don't want to do it. And then the parents were like, okay, so then we're going to do it. So I was just like, okay, guys, I'll just, you know what I mean?
All right, we'll take care of it then. We'll taste test it and we'll put a bottle on the set next week.
Yes, you guys should. It's really good.
Once again, Gata, once again.
Renegade Lemonade and chocolate.
That's for you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to wrap this up. More to come, I think, with Inside the Artist's Mind, I think.
Yes.
And maybe Angel as well.
We're going to see what we can do.
All right, thank you all for joining us. Dawn, Jay, Lucky, Lori, everyone, to our crew, amazing. Have a happy Mother's Day, everyone. Stay safe. Give mom or moms or whoever that amazing family member that took care of you is, and give them a big hug. We'll see you Monday, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.